Now, questions still swirling around the whereabouts of National Assembly Speaker Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula. We heard earlier today that she has now launched an urgent court application to interdict what would have been her imminent arrest. Our SABC News reporter Samkele Maseko is now stationed outside the Speaker's home and joins us now live. And Samkele, relative calm outside the Speaker's home. I'm watching the visuals that you're giving us of people stepping out now. But it stands in stark contrast to the frantic search for answers that we've all been engaged in the past couple of hours.
Indeed, and we've just seen two individuals coming out of the family home of Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula. You could see with these two vehicles heading out of here. This gentleman coming within this particular vehicle, his name is Jared, but I would normally see that Royalstone Central Wildlife Estate. They used to be normally around the Watsons, the Watson brothers and the Watson family out in Gqeberha in the Eastern Cape. You'd also remember that Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula and Charles Nqakula are seemingly also very close to the Watson brothers and the Watson family, dating back to the struggle days. But we can confirm that Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula, the Speaker of the National Assembly, is inside her home here in Bruma. You can see this blue light convoy, which is her protectors in this black German machine. And also in the house itself, you can also see another vehicle parked in reverse, which is another German machine, which usually ferries and transports and guards the Speaker of the National Assembly. So her two vehicles, the main vehicle and the backup vehicle, this one outside, the black German machine, they are stationed here at the home residence. She has not gone anywhere, as we did break earlier on that she has launched an urgent court interdict in order for the docket and all information that the state has against her to be handed over to a legal team and to interdict her imminent arrest. Ayanda.
Yeah, and my goodness, since the last time we spoke, Samkele, there's been so much information about what might happen. One of the latest statements comes from Parliament, also speaking quite strongly about the fact that the Speaker is at home, as you've also just confirmed to us, and in fact that there was no arrest that took place earlier today.
There was no arrest that took place earlier on today, but what we do know is that her legal team, we are told, did go to the police station, Pretoria Central Police Station. There was an engagement there, but because of the urgent court interdict that she had applied for on Tuesday, that meant that the arrest would not take place because that particular matter still has to be ventilated. That urgent court interdict was sent on an urgency basis to the North Gauteng High Court in order for it to be ventilated. It has not yet been ventilated. I have sent out a message and tried to call Stephen Meyer, the lawyer of Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula, but till this moment, we have not yet gotten a response from him. Let me go back and check on my WhatsApp messages. Nothing has come through as yet, but he has indeed read one of our messages and the other has been delivered to him. But we do know that in other radio interviews, he did say at this point in time, they are focused on the issue of the urgent court interdict.
Yeah, and I wonder, Samkele, if you can just paint the picture for us. I mean, it's so ironic that where you are is so calm in the midst of the frantic search for answers, as I mentioned earlier on today. It's almost as if the Speaker, their neighbors are just not even aware of just how much the story around the personhood of Mapisa-Nqakula has dominated headlines over the past couple of hours. You've been there, albeit for a short time, but I'm sure you can get a sense for us of just whether or not there is any of that kind of energy, at least there.
Well, as we've come to know, and in the suburbs, it's always very quiet. You just hear birds chirping, birds flying. That's all you ever hear in the suburbs, unless some people are doing vegetation in their houses, like cutting their grass, doing their garden. But apart from that, it's always quiet, just birds chirping. Just tranquility, if one may put it like that. At this point in time, it's very quiet. It's just the engines running of that particular vehicle inside the yard of the Speaker of Parliament, Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula. Other than that, just birds chirping, quiet, tranquility and relaxation And people here are just minding their own business. I did also remember with the death of Gavin Watson as well. It was the same out in the suburbs of Gqeberha, Port Elizabeth, out where he stayed in Johannesburg. There was just quietness, and that has come to be synonymous with areas that are for those in isiZulu, SK City, Balizamba Nelgapondo.
Yeah, those high walls seemingly hiding off just even how the speaker might be doing. Who knows? She might be watching the SABC news channel as you and I engage in this discussion. But on a much more serious note, of course, there are still so many important steps for us to go through, for us to get to the bottom of exactly what happened. The allegations against the speaker dating back quite a couple of years to when she was defense minister. But even before that, you had already explained to us that it seemed the speaker was mired in all kinds of controversies.
Indeed, some controversies have shrouded the speaker over the course of time in the various portfolios that she's had. You'd remember in defense, there was that allegation that she illegally brought someone from a foreign country into South Africa. She explained that particular matter. You've heard allegations and reports being written by journalists such as Mzilikazi wa Africa on Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula being implicated in issues of corruption and all sorts of wrongdoing in a sense of deployment. You also saw how she was redeployed from defense and going to be the Speaker of the National Assembly after that damning report on the state security apparatus or the security agencies of the country, the defense agencies such as SANDF. You go on to state security and how Ayanda Dlodlo also left the country. Those are particularly surrounding the issues of the July unrest when former President Jacob Zuma was going to be incarcerated. So she has faced some sort of scrutiny and some sort of negativity around some sort of a deployment to certain complaints, certain reports as well around her. But the issues of wrongdoing, allegations of corruption, they first started emanating when Mzilikazi wa Africa was reporting on these particular issues.
Yeah, of course, politics never too far from these kind of stories, Samkele. I mean, the speaker, even in her court papers, when she's making this application for this interdict, citing the fact that she stands to suffer irreparable harm if, in fact, this arrest is effected. And part of what she mentions is that, given the fact that she's part of the ANC, the step-aside resolution may very well kick in. Are we hearing any kind of, even if it's just reaction from the governing party about what they plan to do next?
The governing party sent out a statement yesterday evening saying they've noted the Speaker's decision to take leave of absence, and they have also saying that if she is formally charged, then the step-aside resolution will effectively kick in. That is unequivocal of the governing party. They tend to implement any decisions, particularly when it comes to step-aside, that they need to implement. You remember, in fact, as you can see, there's the protector of the Speaker, Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula. He is going inside the House right now. That is one of the protectors. He's just coming from this particular backup vehicle that follows that other German machine when the Speaker is out and about on the move. They are seemingly now going in. You're not sure why he is going in, but you do get a sense that the African National Congress, as in the court papers, she says that if she is formally charged, then the step-aside resolution of the ANC kicks in. She's saying that she will suffer irreparable damage to her persona and to her reputation if this arrest is effected. There's the other protector now going inside the home of the Speaker of Parliament, who is inside her house, and we can definitely confirm that she is home, which coincides and collaborates what the National Assembly has sent out in saying that she is definitely at home. So her court papers are saying those dockets must be brought back. The state must hand over any evidence that they have, and she is probably taking and definitely taking the same route that the late police commissioner Jackie Selebi took when his arrest was also imminent. Unfortunately for him, he is now late, and he also could not win that urgent court interdict to interdict the National Prosecuting Authority from executing that arrest and effectively charging him.
Yeah, what's that age-old saying around the more things changing, the more they stay the same? Some people saying we've seen this script before. Samkele will allow you to keep a close eye on developments there in Bruma for us, just outside the home of National Assembly Speaker Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula. Samkele, Maseko, once again, thanks very much indeed. As you can see, we are not missing a beat on this story and many others, and we'll certainly make sure to give you an update as soon as there's any other major developments there in Bruma and anywhere else in the world. You're in safe company on The Agenda. We'll be right back.